hope that for this 1 hour, you will learn a lot from me and the importance of where we are now in this digital age. So I will share now my slides, Miss May.
Go ahead, ma'am. Mm,
Okay.
mm.
All right. Can everyone see my slides? Yes? Okay, you can react with there you go. Very good. All right, so, well, Miss May have already said, the most basic about me. But yes, I have been a teacher for 32 years now, since 1993. So you guys were not even born yet. So I was already a student, and I was already teaching. So try to picture someone like me who has been a student. I was a student like you also, okay? And back in the 70s, the late 70s, there was no computer. So I always have, I always had my notebook, and I had a red pen and I had a black pen or a blue pen where I write down my notes. Okay, so what I wanna talk to you about today is the importance of digital to-do lists. Okay, so I will show you some practical tools and apps, which I know you all probably know already. But there are strategies also. How do you stay organized and productive? So I hope you take notes, all right? And I hope you will learn from this 1 hour session. So let me start with a quick question, and I want to see your thumbs up, okay? And be honest with yourself. Have you ever remembered a deadline only the night before it's due? Have you ever remembered a deadline only the night before it's due? How many of you had that experience already? Or maybe you've told yourself, oh, I'll start later, and then you realize that it's already too late. Okay, come on, students, it's okay. If you've had that before, and if you've experienced that before, that's perfectly fine. Okay, you're not alone, because many students, I was once a student also, many students experience the same thing. Okay, what do you experience the same thing? You juggle with your different classes. You have many homeworks, right? You have exams. What else? You have other personal responsibilities. When you get home, you have personal responsibilities as well. So sometimes there's just so many things to do. Do you agree with me? Can I see a thumbs up? Can I see a thumbs up from everyone? Yes. Yes. There's just so many things to do. And let's face it, okay? It feels impossible to actually keep up, right? It feels impossible to keep up. And the truth is, a lot of students struggle. And not because you are lazy or incapable, you struggle because you don't have a clear system. You need to organize everything so that you would know what to do. You can prioritize the things that you need to do. And that's where task management matters. Okay? So it's not about doing more. It's about doing things smarter with a little less stress. Let's face it, as long as you're in school and even after school, the tasks will keep coming in. Okay, you will have to face many responsibilities. So these are the common things that you face. You forget deadlines. So sometimes we either write things in different notebooks, okay? I don't know with you, but I love grid notebooks. Okay, I love grid notebooks. I used to write in lined notebooks, but when the grid notebooks came out, I love grid notebooks. And so sometimes we do that. We write in different notebooks. Or maybe your teacher posted some reminders in your group chat, and then, but there's many reminders, and then it gets buried under other messages. So what's the result? You forget. Okay, you forget that there's a quiz, you forget that there's a deadline, and then you panic the last minute. That's one, you forget deadlines. Another one is you procrastinate. This is a very common issue, not just with students, but even with adults. So you put things off. That's what procrastinating means. You put things off, maybe not because you're lazy, but because you are feeling overwhelmed. So when we don't start, that's what our brain does. Our brain will do it, will tell you, okay, you do it later. And then later becomes tomorrow, and then it becomes next week, until you finally realize that you haven't really started. So that's procrastination. And then you feel overwhelmed. So you imagine having to remember your quiz or maybe your project, and then you practice, maybe you're into other things like clubs and even personal tasks at home. So without a clear system, your brain becomes cluttered. I psychology. And so paying attention and having an organized system will help you. So without a clear system, your brain becomes cluttered, and then you start worrying, and then eventually you become exhausted. So let's say let's say this week, your teachers gave you a task to do. Okay, so you have to prioritize, take note of what is important. So today is Friday already, right? So I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have things that you want to do with your family. It's a weekend, right? So, but then you have to set a time this weekend if you have a task to submit or to do for Monday. Okay? When tasks are unorganized, small problems start piling up, and it leads to bigger stress. So that's why we need a more reliable system. And that's why I want to talk to you about some of the digital tools that may have made our lives a lot easier. Are we good so far? Is everyone good so far? Because I don't see you guys. So very good. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up and the heart emoji there. All right. So why do digital tools matter? Why are they game changers? Well, you should know that writing, I'm not saying that you don't write in a notebook. I think writing in notebooks, it's like very, very personal, right? I love writing in notebooks. And writing in a notebook will help you learn. But what makes digital tools just as useful as using a notebook? Well, first of all, digital tools are always accessible. So with digital tools, your list goes wherever you go. So that's very understandable. No brainer there. Your digital tools, wherever you go, goes with you. You have it on your phone, you can have it on your laptop or your tablet. When we're out, right, we either have our phones or our tablets. So anytime, anywhere, wherever you are, you can check your schedule, maybe while you're commuting or while you're waiting in line, or even before you go to sleep, you check your schedule. So no more at this age, because so many is available for you, you have no more excuses that you didn't do it or you forgot to do it, or no more excuses. Okay, so that's one thing, always accessible. Another one, smart features that help you stay consistent. The apps can remind you automatically. So even if you forget, the apps won't. They will remind you. The different apps will remind you. So you can set recurring tasks, like say review notes on Saturday, before I go out to the mall with my family, review notes. Or you can organize by, say, priority. What comes first? Okay. And then it's a visual organization. So most apps will let you view your week at a glance. You can have a calendar, you can have a board. You can group your tasks with, like, say, by subject or by color. You can color code your reminders, or you can tag them as urgent or project or review. There's so many ways to do it. Okay, so this way your brain will see everything more clearly instead of feeling lost. So the secret of getting ahead is getting started. This was, I'm using the words of Mark Twain, and he said that the secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking down your complex, overwhelming task into small, manageable tasks and then starting on the first one. So what does this mean? This means that for you to succeed, you have to begin. You cannot disregard your tasks, okay? Your big task can feel overwhelming. So what you do is you break them into smaller, easier steps. And then you start with the first one. You take small steps, and this will help you make progress. And this will help you be motivated. So again, like if for this entire week, your teachers gave you numerous tasks, start with what's the most important. You can start with that. Or you can start with maybe the easiest to do. Okay? So effective study habits begins with clear organization. When you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it, number one, it will reduce your stress. Number two, it will stop your procrastination. And then number three, it will improve your focus and you will be more motivated. You will look at assignments and projects not because you need to do it so that you get a grade and not a zero, but you find joy in what you're doing. I hope that's what all of you students here now, I hope that's your goal. That no matter how much task you do, you still find joy in it. And you will find joy in it if you are more organized and you have a structure. So, all right. Now, I've given you an overview of why task management matters. So I'm going to move into something more practical and the actual digital tools that can help you stay organized. You can be more focused and be more productive every day. So in this part, I will show you some useful tools that are already available for everyone. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about Google Workspace and Microsoft 365. In the school where I work, right here where I work, we have Google Workspace. Okay, but nevertheless, when you have your tablets or your laptop, there are default apps, right? When you buy your laptop or a tablet, there are default apps and you can use that. But Google, they offer the workspace. Okay, so let me start with Google Workspace. Let me just make it clear, I am not from Google and I'm not from Microsoft either. I just want to share to you some tools that I find very helpful. And a lot of these tools I use also, especially Google. So, well, the good news is this, many of the schools have already provided access to the students. And it works well across your phone, your tablet, your laptop. You can sync it, and then it will work well wherever you are. So these tools, they are designed not just to help you study smarter, but it helped to help you manage your time. Let me say that again, manage your time. You can manage your time, you can collaborate with your classmates, you can keep track of everything all in one place, okay? So I'll start with Google, Google Workspace. So the one with the check, that's called, first there's Google Keep. So Google Keep, this is for quick notes and tasks. Oops, sorry. Okay. So you have Google Keep. So think of this, this is like they call it a digital sticky note. Okay, it's very simple, very colorful. It's easy to use it. So with Google Keep, you can create a checklist for your assignments, for your exam topics, what you need to review if you have your exams. You can also color code your notes. You can add reminders also that will alert you if you have deadlines. Now, again, you can sync across all devices. So let's say if you write a note on your phone, it should appear on your laptop as long as you sync it, or even in your tablet. So if you're a visual learner who likes to keep things simple, then Google Keep is perfect for you. Okay. Another one is Google Calendar. Okay, so for organizing time and deadlines, Google Calendar is perfect also. It will help you plan your time and not just your task. So you can schedule classes, you can have study sessions, you can schedule your deadlines. Again, you can color code. Maybe you can color code for school, and then if you have tasks at home, you can also do that. You can color code also some of your extracurricular activities. You can set reminders, you can have recurring events, and then you can sync your calendar with Google Classroom and Gmail. Okay, so if your teacher sends an invite, then it will automatically appear. So this will help you, like say you see your week at a glance. And then this will again help you from cramming, to help you prevent from cramming. So Google Calendar is like your study map. So once it's there, your brain doesn't have to hold it. You just have to focus on the more important things of learning. Okay, and then you have Google Tasks. This is for managing assignments and your to-do lists. Google Task is another simple, but it's a very powerful tool that will directly connect you to Gmail and Calendar. So here, again, you can create your list of assignments, projects to do. You can add due dates. You can set priorities. What else? And then you can see your upcoming task on Google Calendar automatically. So Google Task will keep it all visible for you. And then it can, again, sync in all your devices. So, and then you have, of course, Google Slides, Google Docs, and Google Sheets, right? For collaboration, for your research work, for your essay, for your homeworks, anything written, written projects, essays, Google Docs. You can, if you need to present, then you make it in Google Slides. And then Google Sheets for group research, or maybe organized data. You have to do a spreadsheet, So you can edit the same file simultaneously, and then you can leave comments if you need to comment on your own work. All right. So that's basically Google Workspace for you. Okay. And I can see in the what do you call this, in the comments. I know that you guys have comments and maybe questions there, so I'm gonna look at it later. What else? Okay, what about Microsoft? Okay, so again, it functions the same way as Google. So you have personal well, first of all, you have the Microsoft To Do uh, for personal tasks. It's like a personal task manager. And you can connect this with Microsoft Outlook and Microsoft Teams. So you can have a separate task list for each subject. You can add due dates, reminders, and notes. Okay. So this is like, small achievable goals. So Microsoft has what they call the My Day every morning. So it's like every morning it will help you focus, and then it will help you feel that you accomplished something. Okay. When you kind of check everything off. So that's Microsoft To Do. And then you have Outlook. It's for scheduling and time management. So just like Google Calendar, you have the Outlook calendar. This will help you organize your time, and you can also add events, deadlines, reminders. You can also invite your classmates to collaborate with you. You can share um, your classmates and teachers about this, if you have a task that you need to do together. And then you can color code it as well. So everything syncs automatically with your email and then with your Microsoft To Do. There are schools that use Microsoft. There are schools that use Google. In the school where I am, we use Google. So, and then you have the Microsoft Teams. This is for collaboration and communication. So the Microsoft Teams is not just a chat app. It's a virtual classroom, just like a Google Classroom. So it's a group workspace. You can join online classes, you can have meetings, you can chat with your classmates and your teachers, you can share files and collaborate on documents directly in the app. Okay. So this will automatically, if you use this will automatically store your shared documents. Okay. And then you have OneNote. For those who want to do digital note taking, you can use OneNote. It's a digital, I'm so sorry. The OneNote is a digital notebook. Okay, it never runs out of pages. That's the thing. That's what's nice about digital notebooks. It never runs out of pages. And if you make mistake, you can just erase it, right? So never runs out of pages. So you can create notebooks for each of your subject. If your teacher allows you, or if the school allows you to use a digital notebook, then that's okay. It's up to the school and it's up to your teacher. You have sections and pages for your different lessons, different homeworks. And okay, what nice thing about digital notebooks or the digital is that you can actually put images there, right? If you have a table, if you have an image, then you can just simply copy and paste and put it in your notebook. It's so fun to do that. I really like doing this. Actually, to be honest with you, I have a physical notebook. What I said earlier, I have a grid notebook, but I also have digital notebooks. So because of my responsibilities and the many tasks I have, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and so having more than one way to remind myself really helps me. So I have a digital notebook. It's also in my phone. It's in my tablet. And then I have a physical notebook because I still love to write. I hope you don't stop writing because there's nothing like writing with the pen and paper. Okay. What else? Oh, of course, there's Microsoft Word. You have your PowerPoint and you have your Excel. Okay. So the Word, the PowerPoint, and the Excel. That's the Google version of the docs, the slides, and the presentations. Okay. Yeah. So again, it will work in any device that you have. It will work beautifully. And what you need to do is just, be intentional in discovering its features. What I'm just discussing with you are the basic features of the digital apps. But you need to spend time in sitting down and then just discovering, you know. It's nice to do that so that you discover the different features also of the apps. Okay? But there are other tools that you and I are very familiar with now. We have Canva. If you want a very colorful, creative presentation, then you use Canva. I use Canva. I also use Slides Carnival. If you want a library of different slides or backgrounds, that Carnival and Slides Go, they work well with uh, PowerPoint, slides, so Google Slides, and Canva also. So you have the Google Classroom as well. What else? Google Classroom. Maybe your school you use Google Classroom for all your tasks and then reminders and then where you can submit. Good. Yes, that's good. Padlet. I don't know if you guys use Padlet, but it's a digital bulletin board. You can actually post your tasks. You can post and share your ideas. You can do this collaboratively. Padlet is nice also. Kahoot, it's another very nice interactive tool. I'm sure you guys have heard of Kahoot. If your teacher wants to do a little more, a more fun way of maybe conducting the lesson. So Kahoot is a nice um, um, tool to use. You know, it has a playful approach. So maybe your teacher can have a quiz using Kahoot. You know, so it's for the playful kind of approach. All right, and then there's Google Drive. So the Google Drive is a cloud-based storage platform. And then you can share your documents, your presentations, and other materials. And then, like say if you want to create an online survey, an online quiz, or other web forms, then you can use Google Forms. Okay. Now, for those who are doing research, there's Google Scholar. Google Scholar will bring you many scholarly literature. If you need academic journals, you go to Google Scholar. There's also EBSCO host. Okay, that's also a platform of many academic journals. Okay. Are we all good so far? Let me see some thumbs up and maybe a heart shape there. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. So, one of the most important study and productivity habits is breaking big tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Now, a lot of you become overwhelmed with your tasks. There are certain quarters of the school year where teachers really give a lot of tasks to do. So in order for you not to be overwhelmed, you need to break that down into something more manageable. Like say, your teacher, okay, like say in your to-do list, you write down finish English essay. Now, if you look at that, that can really be overwhelming for you. It's a new task, or do an English essay. So what do you need to do first? What do you need to do first? You need to think of a topic. Like say, teacher just gave you a very broad idea about what to write about. Then you need to start researching. Right? You need to start researching, brainstorm from some ideas. That's how you start. In my psychology class, I give them a very simple topic in psychology, and then it's a research project that they have to do. So from a list of psychology topics, they choose. So I give them a very broad and very general idea, and then they have to break it down into smaller steps. So when I did that, what they had to do first was choose a psychology topic that they're interested in. So that's what you need to do. Your teachers will give you some tasks that maybe, you need time to think about. So you break it down. You think of, like, say, if it's writing an essay, what do you want to write about? So you have several steps. Okay. The problem is if you literally just look at your to-do list as um, write an essay, your brain will actually see that as a very big task. Your brain will see that as a very big task. And honestly, if you write that in your to-do list, you won't really know where to begin unless you break it down. So if you become overwhelmed, what do? Then you start holding it off until you realize you are procrastinating already. So make your tasks smaller and more specific. So if teacher says write an essay, so you brainstorm idea. Once you have an idea, you start looking at your sources, or you can start making an outline. Okay, so once you have an outline, now you can start with your introduction and the body, and then the rest will follow. Okay, when you break tasks into smaller steps, there are two things that happen. Okay, you feel less overwhelmed because you have steps that are doable, and then you start building your momentum. You finish one small step, you become motivated, and then you go on to the next step. So in order to prioritize your tasks, there are two um, simple methods that I want to share with you. Number one is the Eisenhower matrix. The Eisenhower matrix is a simple but powerful tool for anyone learning how to prioritize effectively. So what does the matrix involve? Well, you are to make a grid, and then that will sort your tasks into several sections. So you can categorize it in terms of what is the most urgent or the least urgent. Okay, so you ask yourself which tasks are urgent and which tasks are high priority, or I can, tasks that I can do 3 days from now. You can categorize it the way whatever feels comfortable for you. So like say urgent, so you have to do it now because it's submitted tomorrow. Important but not urgent. Okay, I'm still planning it. Okay, maybe that's a long-term activity. Urgent but not important. Okay, maybe I can delegate this. If it's a group work, I can spread. I can tell my group mates to do the other tasks. Or maybe not urgent and not important. Mm, you can skip it or maybe postpone it, and then you can do it some other time. It's really up to you on how you want to categorize it. But the Eisenhower matrix, that's how it is um, described. You have an urgent, important, not urgent, important, not important, urgent, and not important, not urgent. Okay, so that's the Eisenhower. And then you have the ABC method also. So you have assign A as very important, B I should do, C as nice to do, D is for delegate, E is for eliminate. I don't know what you can eliminate, but this will help you create a clear ranking of what you have to do. So it will also force you to think critically about whether your task is worth your time. Okay, so this is also nice, the ABCDE method. Okay. And then the time blocking also with your calendars. This is another strategy that you can do. So it means that pairing your to-do list with a schedule. So you can set a specific time to actually do the task. You know what I tell my students? Because my students, the program I teach, it's an international program. And what is required of them, it's really very overwhelming. So I teach them to list down all the tasks they have to do. And then spend at least an hour for each task, 30 to 45 minutes each task. What's important, I tell them, is that for, like, say, if you have 6 tasks to do, you can spend at least 30, 45, an hour on each. Then you see it moving. You see that you are progressing in those tasks. That will help you be less stressed. That will help you be motivated. Okay. So what else? And then David Allen, he's an expert also in time management, and he suggested that he calls it the 2-minute rule. And the next, okay, so it's like if you have a task that you can do it in less than 2 minutes, then why don't you do it immediately? Maybe your teacher sent you a message and you need to reply right away. Don't wait anymore. Reply to your teacher. Or if your classmate, your group mate sent you a message and needs your attention, pay attention. Reply right away. There are many more 2-minute rules that you can apply a 2-minute rule. Why is that very important? So that you can just tick off those simple tasks and you can focus on the more difficult and more complicated tasks. Okay? Or maybe mommy says, can you please throw out the trash? Just do it already. Okay? Simple, 2 minutes, less than whatever it will take you, less than 2 minutes to do, you do it right away. What else? Well, okay, smaller tasks. If you do not do it right away, the smaller tasks that I mentioned earlier, it will create a mental clutter. So you complete them right away. It will make your list shorter and then your mind clearer. And when you're at home, sometimes mom and dad would ask you to do something, do it right away. As a parent, I always tell my kids about first time obedience. So you have to follow. Okay? So what else? Okay. I believe that we have already I've given you at least the most important tips and reminders that can help you as a student. It's not just being in high school that you need to have these attitudes that will help you, but it's also the skills that you need when you go to college, because college is a very different world. And the more you need to be disciplined, the better it will help you survive college and enjoy college life. And I hear that all the time. I hear that college is less fun. Well, it's a different world. But for me, things will not be so much of a burden if you really discipline yourself. So let me just recap before I, entertain some questions. Uh, I discussed with you why task management matters. It will help you manage your time, reduce your stress, and stay focused on your goals. I gave you practical digital tools from Google Workspace and Microsoft and other tools that will help you in your studying and and key strategies actually. How do you break down tasks? How do you prioritize wisely? How do you block time and use reminders effectively? So all of these are doable, simple, doable steps that you can practice today. And just important reminders, you start small. You start small. You be consistent with with be consistent with your you do. You be consistent. If you start with one digital tool, make sure you continue with it, if it as long as it will help you. Remember, be consistent and not perfect. No one's perfect. We will always miss out on deadlines. We will always make mistakes. But what's important is how do you respond when you fail and when you forget? Okay? Use technology wisely. And I also mean using AI like ChatGPT, you have Gemini, you have DeepSeek, you have Perplexity. There are many AI tools now. Now, let's face it, the AI is here to stay. It's part of our world already. And what I highly encourage all of you students and even the adults here, use the AI wisely. I'm not saying ChatGPT is not good. It is good. It can be good for you, but you have to use it wisely. Do not let AI do your work. You can use ChatGPT, like say to if you need ideas, you can ask ChatGPT to give you ideas, maybe for a project. But there are stay focused and manage distractions. There's a time for everything. And that's what the Lord said in the Bible. There's a time for everything. So if you know that you have tasks to do, then you prioritize that first. And reflect regularly. Look at yourself. Think and analyze yourself. What is it that I need to change, and what is it not doing right? So you reflect regularly. Focus on what truly matters, learning, one step at a time. When things don't go as planned, be kind to yourself. It's okay. Do it again. Let your tools support your journey, because what matters most is the way you think and what you're learning and how you are creating your learning. All of this, all of these things that I've been saying will not be useful and will not be effective for you if you will not discipline yourselves. That's the most important in this 1 hour webinar. You have to discipline yourselves. And I guess that's it for me. Thank you, and God bless you all.